branding is just another buzzword for something we've been doing since the beginning of time, and that is telling our story. Today I'm going to walk you through the 3 keys that you need to create your story. Want to know what they are? Then stick around. Hello creative people, I am Jade from Misskoko the Librarian, and I help people just like you create a rockin' online presence that gets you noticed by all the right people. And today we are talking about your personal brand. So when I say your personal brand is sharing your story, I don't mean your story in the sense of like a beginning, middle and end. I mean a story in the sense of sharing your interests and values with people in the way that you communicate with them. It's the subtext of your communication. So let's have a look at some people I know in the glam space and how they have accidentally created a personal brand for themselves. Kelly is a friend of mine and she has kindly allowed me to use her Twitter as an example in this video. As you can see, Kelly has filled in her Twitter bio, which is always a good idea to do on any of your social media. In her bio, we can see that she is an English teacher. So already we have some idea of the type of things that may interest her. Scrolling down her feed, I can see that my assumptions haven't led me astray, and she is indeed interested in language, literacy, but most importantly, making sure people have access to information. As you've probably noticed, these are all things I've been able to pick up from the content that Kelly posts. Let's head over to Instagram and have a look at the profile of Nish, another good friend of mine. He has filled in a very simple description in his bio, but that also gives us some information about him. Maybe he is only an occasional user of social media and really posts just for family and friends who follow him. Most people in that situation find they don't want to fill in their bios with keywords that will make them searchable on the platform. Scrolling down his feed, we discover that Leela is his beautiful dog, and that he has a curiosity about the natural world and looks like he wants to share that. But can you see how we were able to pull that subtext, that story from their social media, even without them consciously creating a personal brand? And honestly, this is simply something that everyone does whenever they visit your social media. They make assumptions about you, your story, and the personal brand that you put out there. And right now I'm reminded of that old saying, don't assume because it makes an ass out of you. But it happens. So why not be strategic with your personal brand? Let me show you the online presence of someone I follow so that we can compare the accidental to the profile of someone where it's clear they've thought about their personal brand. On Twitter, Sean clearly states in his bio what he does. And scrolling through his feed, we can definitely see how he does it. We can see that he is very motivational, and that it's obviously something that his audience resonates with. We can see that teaching is a high priority for him, as he does it a lot. Switching over to his Instagram, it's even more clear that what he does has something to do with video and tech, right? Pro tip here. If you really want to get a sense of what people value on Instagram, check out their highlights. What are the categories there? Sean has travel, motivation, family, and gratitude. And scrolling through his feed, I can clearly see those represented as well. Did you happen to notice that across Instagram and Twitter that his visuals were in the same style? The way that he communicates, the imagery, and the type of content that he posts all feed together to give you that subtext I was talking about before. How do you share this subtext in your own personal brand? You start by looking at you. What do you value in your work? What do you value in life? What do you identify with? And how does that make you different from others? Without understanding yourself and what drives you, how would you even be able to communicate your story to others? So start with you. I want you to sit down and have a reflective session. For example, for me, I'm driven by a need to gain knowledge and share it, to try new things and help people realize that sometimes the solution that they needed was within them all along and they just needed someone else to help guide them there. I value lifelong learning, education, culture, and these are all things about myself that I can use to shape my story that I share with my personal brand. So the 3 keys you need to create a personal brand, you should have guessed the first one by now, which is what you value and what drives you. But to have a really effective personal brand, you need to set goals so that you can measure if the brand you have created is getting you what you want. And thirdly, share content that tells people your story. Now, I hope that you can see that personal branding is in fact just sharing your story and that it doesn't seem quite such a scary concept anymore. If you are interested in diving further into the personal brand, then I have something for you. I am creating a practical, free, 30-minute mini course that will guide you through the process of creating your personal brand. I've got a link to my waitlist in the description below, so please put your details in there and you'll be one of the first people to know when that mini course is live. Don't forget to like this video and smash that subscribe button. You'll bring many smiles to my face if you do. And remember to always be curious, and I shall see you same time next week.